Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 2 of Blooming to Buddies. If this is the first video you're watching on the YouTube channel, it is because I wasn't able to get episode 1 uploaded. I had a bunch of issues. I was busy all weekend, and basically just everything that could have gone wrong did. So if you want to watch episode 1, check out the Spotify on iOS TV podcast because it will be there along with this episode. So if you're watching on YouTube, go to that there. And also, we should have video soon. Bunch of technical issues in this booth. No one's fault. It's just it's hard to get stuff working. Technology can be a bitch sometimes. But we're back for episode 2. Please welcome best in the business, producer Jackson.
Hopefully, we'll get them back up soon. I don't know if I can call myself best in the business if we don't even have video anymore right now. So
if they're not up next episode, he's just going to be in the business.
I'll just be producer
it'll be in the business, producer Jackson. All right. Anyway, so we're going to talk about college football week 1 because there was a lot of fun stuff that happened week 1. We'll preview week 2. And then talk MLB and NFL. We're not going to do the grid, but I joined my friend I don't know if y'all remember Rob from last year's podcast, but he made me join a club that's basically just a club for baseball fans and baseball nerds. So I said, all right, sure. First actual meeting was yesterday, and they're like, we're doing the grid. A room of 40 baseball nerds. We're doing the grid. Guess what rarity score we got?
I don't even. Was it bad?
like,
or was it like in the top of all time?
I need a guess.
I want to go. God, I don't even know like what the right rarity score would be. I mean, I'm gonna go. You got within like the top 10th percentile.
We got a 9.
A 9
rarity score on the grid. It was the most insane thing I had ever seen.
Holy shit!
Like, okay,
like I'm not great at. I mean, obviously,
when you have a room full of people, okay, A's Phillies Juris Familia 2%.
What the fuck?
Okay, okay. Juris Familia 2%. That was the highest percent answer that we put.
Okay.
I didn't provide any of these, by the way. Phillies Red Sox Lou Collier 0.009%. Phillies Reds David Hernandez 0.03%.
Oh my god.
40 home run season A's Gus Zernile 0.6%.
I have no clue who any of these people are.
Okay. Red Sox 40 home run season Rico Petrocelli 1%. Reds 40 home run season Ted Kozlowski 4%.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that was the highest percent.
That was the highest one. Yeah.
A's Hall of Fame Nap Lajoué 3%, or 0.3%.
Oh my god.
Red Sox Hall of Fame Lee Smith 0.3%, and Reds Hall of Fame, an all-time great, should have the Cy Young Award named after him, is Old Hoss Radbourn at 0.4%. Have you seen the Baseball Bits video about Old Hoss Radbourn?
I haven't. No.
Okay. I don't want to spoil it because you have a lot of viewing pleasure in your future. He basically holds the MLB record for wins in a season with 59.
Wait, so what was it called? The Old Baseball Bits?
Just look up Baseball Bits Old Hoss Radbourn.
Okay.
It's like a 12-minute long video, but it's about how this guy got 59 pitching wins in a season.
Jesus Christ.
And there's a disputed 60th win, too. Basically, it was like in the 1800s. There were him and another guy were the only good pitchers on this one team.
Yeah.
And the other pitcher quit. Like he quit during the middle of a game. So he said
in 1884, by the way, in case nobody knows who Ross Radbourn is.
Old Hoss Radbourn.
Hoss Radbourn, yeah.
So he said, I'm going to just pitch every game then. And he did, and won 90% of the games he pitched.
8th grade on my baseball team, I pitched every single game. Every single game. My coach thought I was the best starter that we had. This is not to toot my own horn or anything, but by the time we made it to the championship game, my arm was just a noodle, and I could not pitch for shit. We got demolished
in the playoffs one year. When I was 12, we had 10 teams in our town.
Yeah,
we made the playoffs. I was a reliever that would basically go out there if we didn't have anyone to pitch. We were facing a very okay team. Actually, I think we were playing a team near the bottom, but they were still not that bad.
Yeah.
And I got to start. they were like, they basically gave me a spot. They're like, we're going to have you go like 2 innings, maybe. And then we'll throw in one of our better pitchers. I threw 6 shutout innings.
Shutout, let's go.
I threw a complete game shutout in the playoffs in like my 3rd like ever start.
Let's go.
I was so hyped. That's like the most masterful game I've ever pitched. But
everyone take notes.
Yeah. So now we can talk about the actual MLB of today's time frame, because the Cubs are beginning to separate themselves. I'm very excited. They just won 2 games against the Giants. I don't know if any of you guys watched the Cubs-Giants game that took place last night, but they won 11-8. They were down 6-4. Seiya Suzuki hit a 2-run home run to tie, and then they went up 7-6, and then Morel 3-run nuke, and they won their second against a Giants team that is chasing them in the wild card race. But the Cubs now hold a 3-game lead above the last. So Cincinnati has the last wild card spot.
Yeah.
And the Cubs have a 3-game lead above them. It's looking very likely that the Cubs make the playoffs. I'm going to go on Fangraphs.
It's looking, they're 3 games above right now. So
I'm going to look at playoff odds on Fangraphs.
Top 3 right now are Miami, 0.5 games behind Cincinnati for the last wild card spot. Arizona is 1 game behind, and San Francisco is 2 games behind. It is a tight.
That was a pretty
race.
crushing loss for San Francisco, and the Cubs will go for the sweep today, and they're actually, I think, already up 3-0. I didn't look to see if they had it on in the lobby, but I am going to check the score real quick. 4-0, bottom third, Cubs are winning. Cubs are hot right now, man. I'm trying to, I don't know. Okay, so currently the Cubs have a 23% chance to win the division. They're only 2.5 back of the division. The Cubs have an 87% chance to make the playoffs.
87%?
Compared to like maybe 20 when the season started, and probably less than 1 at the All-Star break. If we want to go by other teams, so the Orioles, I think it says 100% here. So I guess that means they clinched.
Yeah.
The Rays 99.8%, Blue Jays 68%, Red Sox 5%. I mean, they're still alive technically. I mean,
they're kind of in the same boat as the Yankees. Like no one's holding out hope in the Yankees. Like no one's holding out hope.
Yankees 0.4% chance to make the playoffs.
No one's holding out hope. We are 7.5 games behind the final wild card spots. Let's see. Yeah, Texas is half a game behind Toronto right now. So, I mean, really, it's going to come down to unless the Yankees, now, I will say, we can get into this later. But, yeah, Yankees, pretty good run so far. 4 games in a row we've won. We were
really holding out hope.
I did not really. It would have to be a historical final month of baseball.
Hey, I mean, things have happened.
Again, 7.5 games behind, we'd have to win every single game, and then hope that Toronto, Texas, and Boston all just have giant losing streaks.
Texas has already had a giant losing streak. AL Central is pretty much wrapped up. The Twins have a 7-game lead over the Guardians. It's okay. They'll host a wild card round and just get smacked because that whole division is just a joke. The Yankees would win that division easily if they were in that division. So.
Technically, we would be in second place right now.
But what I'm saying though is like
we just got back to 500 ball last night.
What I'm saying though is they'd be playing the Guardians, Sox, Tigers, and Royals all the time instead of the Royals. Yeah. Instead of the Rays, Orioles, Blue Jays, and Sox.
At this point, I'm just holding out hope that we can finish above 500, and because we brought the kids up, I think we can do it. So
yeah. AL West. Astros hold a 1-game lead over the Mariners and a 2-game lead over the Rangers. That is a super hot race. I don't know who's winning that. If I had to pick a team, I'd probably say Mariners. They've been the most hot down the stretch.
I mean, I would probably go with the Mariners too, because I don't really like this saying, but it is true. Just like, the championship basically goes to whoever the hottest team is, It may not necessarily need to be the best team, but just whoever's had the best hot streak going into the playoffs and all that, Like, I necessarily don't really love that phrase, but I guess it's true. So
it is true, though. It's definitely true.
But the thing is that the Phillies last year had an insane hot run going into the World Series. Like, they were the wild card team going into the World Series, and then they still just not got smacked, but
they lost in 6.
They lost in 6.
And
so,
they would have won Game 5 if it wasn't for what's his name, the dude that made the catch like at the wall, Chas McCormick. That was a crazy catch.
Insane.
For the NL, Braves have the East locked up pretty much.
Oh yeah, they're not going anywhere.
And then the Phillies have a 96% chance to get that wild card. Marlins 30%, and then Brewers have basically locked up a playoff spot, but they have a 76% chance to win the division. Cubs 23%, and then Dodgers have the NL West locked up.
Imagine if Philly wasn't having this great run right now. Like, imagine for NL wildcard teams, it would be the Cubs, Cincy, and Miami. For the wildcard teams in the playoffs, that'd be fucking insane.
I'm so glad. Dude, everyone at this baseball club meeting said the Cubs are going to let Bellinger go. They will pay him because they have a bunch of young guys coming up. I think they'll have the resources. I don't know if they'll re-sign Stroman. I hope they do because he's a valuable leader for a team. But we'll see. More baseball to come. Let's now recap the week that was in college football.
Honestly, a fantastic opening week.
I think we should just start with Indiana just to kind of get it out of the way.
Well, yeah.
They're the hometown team. Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched the game. I genuinely, I'm proud of Tommy and the boys. Keeping it to a 23-3 game with Ohio State.
That game was close.
That game was much closer than it should have been. And that's me being a Michigan fan and hating on Ohio State and everything. But, like, I was genuinely shocked at how close the game was going into the second half. It was only, 10-3? Yeah, they were only down by a touchdown.
It should have been 7-6, which I'll talk. Okay, so I went to the game. I gotta know
what you were thinking.
Okay, so I went to the game. I started tailgating at 9 a.m.
Nice.
And, we were having a grand old time at the tailgate. But we're like, okay, we're probably just gonna come out here and get whooped. But you know what? Maybe we'll stay in it for a while. And Ohio State goes down. They march the ball down pretty much on their first possession.
I was gonna say, I believe it was their first drive.
I think their first drive, they went right down the field. They scored. And I was kind of like, all right. This is about to be a long game.
Yeah, which everyone thought it was just going to be that every single drive.
And then the defense came to play. They
stepped up.
They were locking up the run game. And I will say this, Kyle McCord is bad. That guy sucks. This guy could not complete a pass accurately unless it was like a 5-yard curl or slant.
Again, I can't really say anything because of my status and my fandom. So, like,
this guy's bad. I would not be. I think they have like some freshman that they said they wanted to put in. He might be. I honestly would be surprised if something doesn't change. They're gonna put someone else as a starter halfway through the year. This guy was not good.
It wasn't great. It wasn't stellar, especially knowing who they were going up against.
The Indiana defense came to play. They stopped them multiple times on third down, multiple times when they had goal to go situations. They held them to a field goal.
Yeah, the defensive line did really, really well. Like, they were adding a lot of good pressure.
The offense was horrible.
So bad.
It was like watching the Matt Nagy led Bears. Run to the right, run to the left, run to the right, run to the left, option to the left. Option to the right.
Triple option.
It was so agonizing to watch. They didn't even know what QB they wanted to put in either. No. They didn't know if they wanted to put in Sorsby or Jackson. They both got time and both didn't look good.
No.
And the only yards that we really got were off of Jalen Lucas punt and kick returns. That guy is the best returner in the Big Ten. That guy is the best returner in the Big Ten. And I will put that he's probably a top 5 returner in the country. He is that good at kicker.
I don't know about that. Let's not get crazy.
I'll go there.
Let's not get crazy. Right. That's not.
I'll go there. But he's also our starting running back. But they refused to give it to him in space. They was just pounded up the middle. And then when they when they would roll everyone to the left, Ohio State would just move everyone to the left. and they would it just did not work. They refused to air it out. There were so many times I'm like, okay, you've run it 30 times in the first half. Run play action or something. And they didn't.
Yeah,
they just didn't.
It comes as no shock that the offense is what lost the game for that, obviously, given that we only had 3 points that entire game. So, I mean, it just... If our offense just, like, was... I don't even know a team to, like, compare them to, because I guess, like, if our offense was, like, Duke's offense or something like that from this weekend, we win that game. We win that game.
I know. I'll even say if they had any offense at all, because here's what was really bad. It was 7-3 with, like, 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
And they stopped. I think that was right after they got the pick.
Yeah.
It was 7-3. And they had the ball on, like, their own 30. I'm like, all right, at least get into field goal range and kick a field goal.
Make it 7-6 going into half.
And so Ohio State thinks they're about to pass, but no, they keep running it. And it was actually working. They got down to, like, a 3rd and 7 from, like, the 40.
Yeah.
And what do? They run it again. And they don't do anything. So now it's like
Tom Allen's a terrible play caller.
Now it's like 4th and 5. I did the math. It would have been a 56-yard field goal, which is still a pretty long field goal.
It's a very long field goal.
That's a very long field goal.
That's a very long field goal.
I would take that, though, over what they did, which is they went for it. And you either have to kick that field goal or punt it.
We have 2 offensive coordinators, and neither of them are good at their job.
You have to either kick that, at least attempt it, or punt. Like, they just went for it, and they gave Ohio State the ball back and gave them a free 3 points. It should have been either 7-6 or 7-3 going into half.
Like, and I already feel good enough that this game ended 23-3, but, like, if we could have ended that game 20-3, like, it does make a huge difference, honestly, I feel like, you know?
I think, and also this, is if they had any offense at all, that means the defense is on the field for less time.
Yeah.
And that game's like a 17-14 game if we, like, had any idea how to run an offense. Now, I don't know. There are 2 results you could take from this game, and the answer really won't be proven until later in the year when these teams get more games. Is IU a lot better than we thought they were, or is Ohio State a lot worse than we thought they were?
Me being me, I want to say the latter. But at the same time, this game could also just be chalked up to first week of the season. Maybe IU was a little more hyped going into the season than Ohio State was because they were just expecting to come in and just absolutely steamroll everybody, you know, and probably just getting the first week jitters out of the way, you know, most likely. That's probably the case, you know. But Ohio State, let me see what their schedule is like, because they
have some pretty easy. They have, like,
they got some easy.
I think their next game's like Cleveland State or something.
Yeah, let's see. They're playing Youngstown State.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
They're playing Youngstown State this week. And
the Penguins.
Then they got WKU. So yeah, their first challenge isn't going to be until week 4 when they face Notre Dame.
I'm telling you right now, for what I saw week 1, they lose that game. I don't disagree. Notre Dame was really good.
But again, okay, let's not get too
I mean,
ahead
so
of
far
ourselves.
they do.
Notre Dame plays nobody.
I know they haven't played anyone, but they still look like this is the same team that lost to Marshall last year.
Like, this is the team that gets ranked in the top 10 every single year, and then it's always like, oh yeah, they always finish in, like, you know, 20th.
I'm the biggest Notre Dame hater, and I think this team's different.
Now, obviously, when that game comes by, I'm a diehard Notre Dame fan through and through until that game is over, you know. But
see, if I'm a Michigan fan, though, if I'm a Michigan fan, though, I want Ohio State to be undefeated when we play them. I feel like that'd be, I don't know. I guess it didn't.
That's what made last year so special, and the year before so special. Or well, no, actually, 2021. I think we both had one loss. Actually,
yeah. Notre Dame
2021. We both had one loss.
is my least favorite college team. I will root for Purdue before I root for Notre Dame.
I'll root for, God, I'm with you. I'll root for Purdue before I root for Notre Dame. Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to know the pick records from last week, we'll start talking about other games now. So every week I do 26 games. I think one of my best weeks on record. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Like, every game that I turned on that I was like, oh, I think this is one that I had where I, like, kind of took the underdog. I was like, no.
I finished at 22-4.
I think
Jackson did not actually do that bad. Jackson finished 19-7.
Okay.
So I currently have a 3-game lead on the season.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go and we're gonna go through.
We picked 26 games total.
Yes, I tried to pick the best 26 games.
So you're 22 for 26. I'm 19 for 26.
Utah, Florida. That was a massacre.
Oh my God.
Utah came to play in that game. So if you didn't know, Cam Rising, their starting QB from the last 2 years, was out with some sort of injury.
Yeah.
But their backup is like almost as good or whatever.
Yeah.
He's still first pass this guy threw 70-yard touchdown. And then they go, oh yeah, by the way, our third string quarterback, freshman, won the state was the Oregon State champ in the 100 meters. And they're like, win or lose, we're just gonna throw him in at some point.
Yeah. And
they put this guy in like the second quarter as like a change of pace guy. Right side. Dude, this guy was like a receiver out there. Just he was running all over the place. He marched them right down and scored. They were putting their third string QB in just for fun.
Oh yeah.
Against Florida. They're up 24-3 in the third, and then they let Florida get a meaningless touchdown. 24-11, the game was wider than that.
God, just looking at a bunch of the scores throughout this entire lineup, it's like Oklahoma versus Arkansas State, 73-0.
That was pretty bad.
Mississippi versus Mercer, 73-7. So,
what else we got?
insane.
The Thursday games. NC State beat UConn. Nebraska, Minnesota. This is one we disagreed on. I think.
I think I said Nebraska.
Nebraska had the lead for a while in that game.
I was feeling good about that.
They were up 10-3, gave up a touchdown. Minnesota kicks the game-winning field goal in a good old-fashioned Big Ten football game. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. 13-10. The final. Minnesota wins. So that was a pretty good game, I guess. And then Arizona State with a struggle win, 24-21 over Southern Utah.
God.
I don't think we did that game.
I don't think so.
As much of an embarrassment as Miami is, because they're just one of the biggest embarrassments in college football.
Yeah.
They are at least the best Miami because they beat Miami of Ohio 38-3. If they would have lost that game, that would have been an all-time low point for Miami football.
Undoubtedly.
Louisville, Georgia Tech. This Georgia Tech team scored 28 points in the second quarter and lost. They forgot how to play in the second half.
Yeah.
28-13, they were up at half. And then Louisville basically had the game wrapped up with 2 minutes left in the fourth. They just completely blew them out in that second half. I was getting real confident because IU plays Louisville in Indy week 3. So, but yeah.
Could be a possible win to look forward to for IU's.
Maybe.
IU's track record for this year.
Now the Saturday games. Georgia blew out UT Martin. Good job.
As expected.
Michigan blew out East Carolina. Good job. Ohio State, Indiana, we already talked about that.
Yep.
I gotta go back to I am under FBS 1A because all right. Bama blew out Middle Tennessee. Good job. USC blew out Nevada. Good job. Penn State blew out West Virginia. I thought West Virginia would hold that a little bit closer, but they're just not very good. Drew Adler, 325 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's a stud. Washington blew out Boise State 56-19. This is not a game I thought would end by that big of a margin. I thought Boise would at least hang around for a little bit. But really,
versus a number 8 ranked team. I mean, obviously, things turned out differently for a few other different teams. But I mean, when it came to like a number 8 team versus an unranked one, it's like
I thought Washington was a little overrated. That's why. But I mean, maybe they're not. Maybe I was wrong. That is definitely a possibility. Texas struggled a little bit against Rice, but they still won 37-10.
Yeah.
They got the big game this upcoming week, which we will talk about. Texas, Alabama will be great. My Vols, 49-13 over Virginia. That was a terrific game by Tennessee. They did basically everything right. Joe Milton looked great.
Yep.
Wright looked great. Ramel Keaton did drop a touchdown, but he's made up for it. So I'm telling you, Tennessee, I have them winning the SEC.
Tennessee, I don't understand it, man.
Hey, We're still riding with it. Notre Dame 56-3 over Tennessee State. Good job. Oregon 81-7 over Portland State. Good job. Kansas State 45-0 over Southeast Missouri State. Good job. Colorado TCU. Wow, was this game good?
I was gonna say. Yeah,
I did not get to watch any of this game, but I watched the highlights later. Wow, was
you didn't
this
watch any of it?
I was because we were.
Oh yeah, because you were at the.
I was at the.
You were at the IU game, yeah.
Shedeur Sanders, 510 yards, 4 touchdowns. This was one that Jackson got right and I got wrong. Was I wrong about Colorado?
Hell yeah.
I was like 4 wins max they get.
Like, I love Coach Prime. I love Sanders. I love the Sanders and everything, but like, I just don't see how this can get much better for them throughout the rest of the season. Because like, it's awesome that they won the game and everything. They weren't expected to win the game and all that, which is awesome. But still,
how much harder? Well, I will say this.
But still, they gave up 42 points.
Yeah,
their defense is not good.
Yeah,
They
play Nebraska week 2. They will beat them badly. They will beat them badly. I'm telling you.
You think like that badly?
Yes,
like
that will be.
I think Colorado will still win the game. Yes, but in terms of being like a legitimate contender throughout the year, like I think this year's going to be surprising for
Colorado.
Like, I think they'll do well, but it's not going to be like anything.
They're ranked now.
Amazing.
They're ranked 22.
Yep.
Colorado's favored by 3 against Nebraska. You hammer that. Like I said, I'm not responsible for you betting, but you hammer that.
This is not betting advice.
This is not
financial advice.
This is not financial advice, but hammer Colorado -3. Yeah, TCU didn't even look bad. Like
no, TCU honestly like for the team that they have post national championship, it's like all right, this is still good. The fact that you were able to put up 42 points, good job. But like again,
I think I drastically underrated Colorado. I was like, I thought this would be like an in-between year, and then next year they'd be really good. But no, they're good enough for the. I
don't think they're going to be really good this year. I think they'll be good.
I don't know.
Like if they finish,
I don't know. You don't beat a national title team on the road week 1 and not be a serious contender. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Definitely a team to look out for, though, Colorado.
I mean, if you're going to go based off that standpoint, are you going to say Duke is going to be?
Oh, we'll get to Duke.
Are you going to say they're going to be a top 25 team by the end of the year?
We'll get to Duke. All right, Wisconsin over Buffalo, 38-17. Kind of a struggle win. It was 14-10 at half, but they woke up. Oklahoma, 73-0 against Arkansas State. Oklahoma might be better than I thought they were. I know it's Arkansas State, but still a good performance. This is another one. Did you pick South Carolina or North Carolina?
I think I picked South Carolina.
I also picked South Carolina. They just could not. So South Carolina, North Carolina was up 17-14 at half.
Well,
it was just like how everyone thought the game was going to go.
I can't even remember who I took, actually.
And then, I think you picked South Carolina. And then
did we agree on this or did we split it?
I think we did agree on this. And then South Carolina could not do jack in the second half. 3 points in the second half. They just, I don't even know what to say. They just kind of faltered in the second half. I mean, this is a team that kind of relies on scoring points throughout the whole game. I know most teams do that, but, like, you can't be scoring 3 points in the second half. Like, that was pretty... I'd be kind of questioning myself if I was a South Carolina fan because I thought talent-wise they were better than North Carolina, even though North Carolina was ranked. But
yeah,
they're off to a 0-1 start. Mercer took a beating to Ole Miss, 73-7. Good job, Ole Miss. Texas A&M, 52-10 over New Mexico. Good job. I don't think Texas A&M scored 50 points on like anyone in a while because they don't know how to run an offense. Like I said, remember how I said Tulane -6.5 was free money? Well, they won by 20 over South Alabama. They have a huge game coming up this week against Ole Miss. Iowa with a resounding 24-14 win over Utah State.
There you go.
I don't know if Cade McNamara is that guy. I don't know if he's that guy.
I mean,
17
great.
He did 17 of 30, 191 yards.
He did good work for us, good enough, I should say.
Yeah.
Good enough work for us, He finally helped us beat Ohio State, which is amazing. We'll always be thankful. But, yeah, he just never quite was the guy. Yeah. For us, at least.
Ball State did end up losing to Kentucky, unfortunately, 44-14.
Taking on the Georgia Bulldogs next week.
Oh, jeez. Ball State actually had the lead in the second quarter for portions of the second quarter.
It's just laughable to me that the fact that the national champion, the reigning two-time national champion, is playing fucking Ball State.
And UT Martin.
Yeah. It's like, seriously?
It is what it is.
Obviously, they can't control that, but like...
But they can. Like, you're Georgia. Schedule some decent teams.
Seriously? So, I will be the happiest person in the world if somehow Ball State is able to beat Georgia. If somehow they're able to dig down deep and find something and just not pummel, but if they can at least beat them, that'd be the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right. Who told everyone Fresno State was beating Purdue? Who told everyone Fresno? I told everybody Fresno State was beating Purdue. And no, a lot of people were like, oh, yeah, they maybe could. Lee Corso actually picked them on game day.
I can't believe, everyone college game day was just, Purdue.
Lee Corso picked Fresno State, though. So.
God.
Purdue, they just don't have it this year. I'm not that IU does. Like, okay, so I run an IU page. I just run like an IU fan page where I just post scores, and I made a post. It's called Indiana Express, but in my group there's a Boilers Express.
Yeah.
So I just posted this.
Hey, y'all come look at this.
It's just the meme of the guy who's like, hey, I'll come look at this. And then it shows the score, then they all like run away. But this guy's like, the Purdue fans, oh, we're still better than you. Like, these Purdue fans are like, I just put Cope. Cope, you lost to Fresno State.
God.
Who are you going to beat this year? Are you winning at Virginia Tech? Probably not. Are you beating Syracuse? Maybe. Are you beating Wisconsin? No, you've lost to Wisconsin. Like, I don't know if bowl eligibility is on the table for Purdue. Hudson Card.
That would be such a drastic downturn for them, though. The reigning
from Big Ten West champions. Big Ten West, the reigning Big Ten West champion. Oh my God. Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. I mean, Fresno State is. I will give Fresno State this. Fresno State's usually one of the better Group of 5 teams. Like, when it comes to like Group of 5 teams, they're usually one of the better teams. But yeah, that was an upset. I was really glad that I landed on. Louisiana. Okay, Northern Illinois over Boston College, 27-24. Boston College, this is not very good. I don't think we picked that game.
I don't think we did. No.
I'm getting through a bunch of games that we didn't pick. Auburn over UMass, good job. Maryland over Towson, good job. I'm still looking. 65-0 Syracuse over Colgate, good job. There's like a big batch of games that we did not end up picking. Washington State 50-24 over Colorado State, good job. This was an embarrassing loss. This next game, completely embarrassing loss. We didn't pick this game. But Texas State, 42-31 over Baylor. And really, this game was never even in question. TJ Finley, who played at LSU and Auburn but got hurt every year pretty much, is now playing at Texas State, and he tore the shit up out of Baylor. Oh my goodness, this game was over from the second the first whistle hit. This game was embarrassing for Baylor fans. I met a girl this summer that goes to Baylor, and she's like, oh, Blake Shapen's not that good or whatever. She's like, we'll be okay, though. I don't think she thought they would lose to Texas State. Oh, my God. This, I think, was one of the most embarrassing. This is like an underratedly, like, embarrassing loss. You're Baylor.
You're Baylor.
Like, I know, like, you guys have been ranked in the top 10 for, like, portions of these last few years. You can't be getting blown out by Texas State. That's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. I mean, I don't know what Baylor does going forward, but that was pitiful. And maybe Texas State is way better than people. No, probably not. let's see. What else do we got here? Illinois barely beat Toledo 30-28. Texas Tech, Wyoming. This is a game that we both got wrong. Wyoming won in double overtime, 35-33 over Texas Tech. That was a terrific game. Absolutely terrific game. I mean, they were down to like a 4th down, last chance to score. They scored, got the 2-point to win. That was a crazy game. I was this close to picking that upset, but I didn't.
You could say that with hindsight.
I
could say that with hindsight.
I do remember saying Texas Tech would win close, but good job, Wyoming. What else we got? All right, then the Sunday games. LSU, Florida State. I got this one wrong. I thought there were 2 possibilities for this game. I thought either LSU would win big or Florida State would win close. I ultimately picked LSU to win big, and they had so many chances in that first half. I think they turned the ball over on 4th down 3 times. They left at least like 9 points from if they kicked every few. They left a lot of points on the board.
Yeah.
And the second half, Florida State outscored them 31-7. I mean, Florida State looked like a top team in the country.
They were really like,
you don't blow LSU out like that.
Well, the first half was like, it was crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure even going into the third quarter, correct me if I'm wrong.
LSU was up 17-14 at half, and I thought they should have been up more because they left a lot of stuff on the table. But Florida State, man, Devin Travis,
and then
Devin Travis, 432 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. I don't know if you saw the play where
21 points in the fourth quarter alone for Florida State. That's freaking crazy.
Did you see the play where Jalen Daniels tried to like hurdle over a guy and then got absolutely crushed?
I saw, it was so funny. I think it was John Boy Media. They posted a meme for that, and it was basically like when you accidentally press the Y button too early, and then it just played that clip.
That's literally what it was. But I'm telling you, man, Florida State's got to be your pick to win the ACC. Now, if you said Clemson was winning the ACC, which I did because I thought Clemson would be okay, you're wrong. This game, I feel like not a lot of people were paying attention to, but I think the fact that Oregon State completely blew out San Jose State when USC struggled with them, I think that's some food for thought. I think
might be
because I know you did pick San Jose State, which I thought this game would be close. I was like, San Jose State's already played a game and they get it at home. I'm like, there could be something here. Never even a question. I mean, Oregon State, like, I mean, are they on the same level as USC? Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to overreact from week 1, but I think that was a very impressive game from Oregon State. Rutgers beat Northwestern. Who cares? And the final game, Duke and Clemson. I remember a lot of people, one person more so than everyone else, calling me just you're crazy. Duke isn't beating Clemson. No shot. Duke did beat Clemson. They beat them 28-7.
that.
Even I didn't think Duke would win that big.
Oh, undoubtedly. Did you think they'd win at all?
I thought they would win.
Oh my God.
I knew they would win.
Oh my God.
I told you they would win.
Oh my God.
I told you they would win. What do you mean? Did you actually think they would win? I told you they would win, and they won.
God.
I'm
pretty sure I even said like thanks for the free win after that one.
Oh yeah, he did.
God,
he definitely did.
That was the game that pissed me off the most. Like I know you took them, but like
no, I knew they would win.
Really?
Yes, I thought they would win. Cause now here's the thing, I will say, Clemson looked awful.
Terrible.
This game, like as bad as you think Ohio State looked for struggling, Clemson looked 10 times worse. They had the ball 4 times in the red zone.
It was bad.
And they scored 7 points. They fumbled twice inside the 10. It was bad. They could not move the ball, and when they did, Duke just made them fumble. I mean, Clemson, the fact that they're even still ranked 25, they shouldn't be ranked after a performance like that.
Oh, my God.
They should not.
I mean,
Like, credit to Duke.
Granted, they are in the very last place for the top 25. So
Still, though, that team looked bad. And I'm telling you, I think Clemson is on the downfall. I didn't think that before this game. The reason I will say that is Dabo Sweeney has repeatedly said that he will not use the transfer portal. He won't use the transfer portal because I only want people that are all in on Clemson from day one.
Oh, my God.
You have to use the transfer portal in college football.
you have to.
You have to. If you don't, you're going to get left behind. And you're already losing 28-7 to Duke. I think,
It was honestly like, I know it pissed me off that they lost the game because I knew that was another point for you and everything. But like, God, I was laughing my ass off that entire game. I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
They couldn't do anything.
Like, he shanked the kick to the left to miss the field
Duke
goal.
blocked 2 kicks. They blocked
kicks.
2 kicks.
At first, it looked like he just shanked it, but then I was like, "Oh no, okay, they got a hand on it. Okay."
Oh my! It was like little things, like just it's not even like they just don't have the talent. They couldn't hold on to the ball. Absolutely embarrassing loss for Clemson, but a point for me.
But a point for
me. Duke
Oh my
won.
God.
I told everyone Duke would win, and they won. All right, so now it is time to make picks for week 2. Not as many intriguing matchups as week 1. I think, not as many, I think, notable matchups, but there's still some good ones. Let's start to make some picks. First game is Friday night, Indiana State. Who do you have?
I'm gonna go IU for this one. The
I
fact
will
that
too.
just the fact that they were able to hold on with Ohio State, not really hold on. Their offense was terrible, but the fact that their defense was able to hold on. So
I'm
going with IU.
My biggest fear this game is that we still just can't score and end up losing 10-7 or something.
Oh my God, yeah. The fact that my biggest fear is that Indiana State is going to be able to pick up on our on our offense like that, just exactly like Ohio State was.
So I'll get spreads up here. They don't have a spread. Indiana State did lose their first game to Eastern Illinois, 27.
Yeah, IU's got this.
Indiana State is just such an afterthought. I'm not even. All right, next, also on Friday, Illinois at Kansas. I am taking Kansas. They're a 3-point favorite.
Kansas is a 3-point favorite?
Yeah, they had a good year last year, man. They got to win the first week. And Illinois did not look good against Toledo.
No.
I'm
going to go Kansas, too. Yeah.
All right, so Jackson go with Kansas. Vanderbilt at Wake Forest. Wake Forest, a 10-point favorite.
Give me Wake Forest. I mean, at home, 10-point. Yeah, just give me Wake Forest.
I agree. Next, the game of the century. The Ball State Cardinals head down to Athens, Georgia, to play the Georgia is a 42-point favorite.
God, it would be the greatest.
Does Ball State pull off the miracle?
If Ball State pulls off the miracle, it is the greatest upset win in the history of sports.
Ever.
In the history of sports.
Yeah, I am taking Georgia.
I'm going to take Georgia, but my heart is with Ball State. Chirp, chirp.
All right. Next, we have Youngstown State at Ohio State.
Ohio State.
All right. There are a bunch of really easy games. Like, okay, Delaware, Penn State.
Penn State, yep.
I'm just typing specific. Here's, I think, what could be an interesting game. Notre Dame at NC State.
What's the spread right now? Do you have it?
Give me a second.
Let me see here.
7.5 for Notre Dame.
For Notre Dame?
For reference, Duke was 12-point dogs and won. So.
Here, hang on. Let me see real quick. Who did NC State play last week?
They played UConn and won by 10.
They played UConn?
On the road.
You took Notre Dame, you said?
I'm going to take Notre Dame. I hate Notre Dame. They're probably my least favorite college, but I think they're legit this year.
Yeah, I'm going to take... it's just too big of a risk. I'm going to take Notre Dame, yeah.
All
yeah.
Right. Next is, remember how I said Baylor was in dire straits and who can even Baylor beat if they came to Texas State? They have Utah coming to town this week. Utah favored by 8 on the road.
Oh, shit. Give me Utah.
I agree.
I'm going to do Utah.
If Texas State's putting up 42, Utah's putting up 40.
I feel like I have to do something different just so it's a little bit interesting.
All right, next we talked about this earlier, Colorado at Nebraska. Or Nebraska at Colorado.
Are you not doing Kansas State?
No, I didn't put that one on.
Okay.
There. Kansas State, Troy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I just skipped that
okay,
one.
so Colorado, Nebraska. Yeah. Give me Coach Prime. I'm gonna stick with Colorado. I know I've been talking crap about them, but I think they'll be able to take care of
You
business.
picked them the first week. I did.
I picked them the first week. I'm just saying, like, this episode, I've been kind of dogging on them quite a bit.
All
just
right.
saying, like, they're not going to be as good as everybody
Next
thinks
we
they
have Purdue at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, a 3-point favorite. Does Purdue get back on the right track? Because Virginia Tech, I don't really think is that talented of a team, but
no,
I mean, is Purdue.
But it's also, like, on the road, too, for Purdue. So it's like,
I am taking Tech.
I'm going to make it interesting. Give me Purdue.
Okay. See, I don't think I think they can win that. Like, I don't think Virginia Tech's that great of a team. And maybe they get some motivation after that loss.
Yeah.
All right, UNLV, Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, I mean,
Easy peasy.
that's pretty easy there. Here's another interesting one. Two teams that I've been very disappointed with in past years. Texas A&M at Miami. Miami is a 4.5-point dog at their own stadium.
4.5 points. I'm gonna go Texas A&M.
I agree.
Give me A&M.
I agree. I just don't think Miami has it. They're just not a good team.
Go Aggies.
All right, next is always a good game, always played in week 2. The Cy-Hawk rivalry, Iowa State.
It's so funny that it's always played this week 2.
Iowa
That's
State's the
weirdest
home
thing.
team, but Iowa's favored by 4.
Yeah. Give me Cade. I'm gonna go Iowa.
I am also gonna go Iowa. I don't know. Neither one, because Iowa State played Northern Iowa, won 30-9.
Iowa State played Northern Iowa.
Northern Iowa's actually usually okay for an FCS team, but they're
I mean,
still an FCS team.
They're fine.
I'm
fine.
I'm gonna rock with the home team. I'm gonna take Iowa State.
You're gonna take Iowa State. I'm taking Iowa. So
I think that's gonna be a really good game.
we
Next,
got at least a few differs.
now I think this next game, most people aren't gonna be looking at as an interesting game. I want to see what we have here. Texas State, okay, UTSA, through past years has been one of the better like group of 5 like Texas teams. They're 13.5-point favorites against Texas State. Does Texas State pull it off again? Because UTSA lost to Houston week 1.
Give me UTSA. I'm gonna go home team advantage for this one.
I really don't know about this one.
I mean, they're
I'm
both
ju-
still Texas teams, so it really doesn't matter.
I'm debating. I'm really debating. Because Texas State played so well and UTSA really didn't play. I don't think Texas State gets that again though.
You don't think they get it again?
I think
right.
I'm gonna take UTSA.
right.
I just don't think they're gonna be able to. Actually, you know what? No, I'm changing my mind. We're going with Texas State.
You're going with Texas.
13.5 point.
You don't sound very confident in that pick.
No, I'm really. We're gonna ride it out though.
All right.
Because they just looked so great the first week, and UTSA looked very mid and even lost. All right, next we have Tulsa at Washington.
Washington.
I've-
Home game for them. I mean, yeah.
Tulsa's usually okay, but they're 34.5-point dogs. Yeah, Washington looked a lot better than I thought they would week 1, so I will take them. Also, did you know that the Pac-12 was the only conference to go undefeated this first week?
Seriously?
And they're the first conference to go undefeated in a week, in like week 1.
The Pac-12 was undefeated this
Yes.
week? Oh, shit.
They are going out with a bang. All right, Austin P, Tennessee. We're both taking Tennessee, I would assume.
Nah, man, come on, give me.
You're taking the P?
No, I'm taking Tennessee.
You're not.
No, I'm taking Tennessee.
There's no spread for that yet. All right, App State at UNC. They played at App State last year, and that was the UNC won 60-59.
Give me UNC.
All right, SMU at Oklahoma.
I'm guessing you're taking UNC for that last one?
Yeah, I'm taking UNC.
Okay.
Oklahoma's favored by 15.5.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
I did not think they would they would beat Arkansas State that badly.
Yeah.
Cincinnati at Pitt.
Just skipping over Duke and Lafayette like that?
Yeah, because Duke's going to win.
Oh, you're skipping over Duke now.
Duke's too good to
You
be
ride their
called up.
coattails, and now you're not even going to fucking... All right.
I'm sorry, there are more intriguing games than Duke and Lafayette.
All right. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, you said?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, Pitt is favored by 7 at home. I will be taking Pitt.
Favored by 7? Give me Cincy. I'm going to do Cincy for this one.
Not a bad pick at all, I don't think. Although Cincy, I don't know how good they'll be with the talent that they lost, but I think they'll still be pretty good.
Here we go.
All right. This is, I think, a really interesting game. Oregon at Texas Tech. Oregon is favored by 6.5 because these two teams, Oregon looked as good as they possibly could, but ultimately it was Portland State. Whereas Texas Tech got a real big test and ultimately failed the test at Wyoming. But they get this game at home, and I think that's normally a crowd that will show out. Texas Tech normally has a crowd that will show out. I really don't know who I want here. I'll let you make the pick first.
I'm going to go with Oregon. I'm going to take the Ducks for this one. Texas Tech put up a good fight, but I think Oregon's going to be able to.
I think I'm leaning towards agreeing with you there. I'm also going to take, it would not shock me at all if Texas Tech wins, but I'm going to also pick Oregon. Next, also a very interesting game. Hold on, I got to find the spread. Wisconsin at Washington State. That is the primetime ABC game.
What did Washington State do last week?
They beat Colorado State pretty badly.
Colorado State? Okay. And they were at Colorado
They beat
State.
Wisconsin last year at Wisconsin. And I don't know if Wisconsin's that much better than they are. I'm actually going to ride out and take Washington State.
I'll differ with you. I'm going to take Wisconsin then. I kind of want to take Washington State, but...
I like home team, far travel. I like Washington State's odds. All right, Stanford at USC. USC's favored by 29.
Stanford at USC. I'm going to take USC.
I agree. 2 more games before the 2 featured games. Auburn at Cal. Auburn's favored by 6.5. It's a far travel for them. This game starts at 10:30 p.m.
10:30 p.m. Oh shit.
I am going to take Auburn just because they're an SEC team, and I don't think Cal has what it takes.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Auburn.
If Auburn loses to Cal, that'd be pretty embarrassing. I don't even know who they would beat this year.
Yeah.
And then lastly, before we get to the 2 big games, Oklahoma State at Arizona State. This is, I think, a toss-up. Oklahoma State's favored by 3.5 on the road.
God.
I'm going to take Arizona State. I was very much unimpressed with Oklahoma State week 1.
I'm going to go OSU then.
You're taking OSU?
Yeah. I feel like I've got better faith in Oklahoma State.
All right. I'm rocking with Arizona State. All right. The 2 games of the week. First one is the appetizer, I would say. This is going to be a really good game. It's between... I don't know if it's a game that many people are paying attention to, but it's a ranked matchup. Number 20 versus number 24. Ole Miss at Tulane. This is a Tulane team that beat USC last year in the Cotton Bowl. Won the American, and they have everyone back pretty much. Michael Pratt, their quarterback, he's a stud. He's back. But obviously Ole Miss, very good team. Who do you have in this game? Tulane gets it at home, which I think is big because you don't play very many Power 5 teams at home as a group of 5.
That is.
Currently, the spread is, hold on. I got to go back to it. I lost it. Ole Miss -7.
Oh, shit. I'm going to go with Tulane.
Okay. I agree. I'm also riding with Tulane because I love the fact that they get this game at home.
Yeah.
I think that's a big advantage.
I think it is, yeah. Like, that's ultimately what tipped the scales for me was just the fact that it's a home game.
And like this
that-
isn't any disrespect to Ole Miss, but Tulane will show out for that game. I think it's really close. I'm going to say 38-35 Tulane. I think they win that one. And lastly, game of the week down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Crimson Tide welcome the Texas Longhorns. These two teams played last year, and it was a terrific game. Terrific game. Texas ended up falling 19-20 or something like that. I think the rematch will be better than the original. I think this is going to be a really good game because Texas.
God.
I don't think you can deny the fact that Texas is better this year than they were last.
I think so. I think that's accurate.
And I don't think you can deny the fact. I will say Jalen Milroe, the quarterback for Bama, looked really good against Middle Tennessee. I don't think he's going to be an issue this game. I think he's going to be ready to play.
You think so?
And Isaiah Bonds, our top receiver, he's really good. And Bama does get this game at home. I'm split on this game. I think it's going to be an absolute bloodbath of a game. I think these two teams are going to absolutely beat each other up. Night game. Who are you taking?
I mean, I can't get over the home field advantage for Alabama. God, yeah, night game. Alabama's got home field advantage. I'm gonna go. Give me Saban. I'm gonna go with Alabama for this one. I would much rather see Texas win. I would so much rather see Texas win. If Texas wins this one, I'm not gonna be sad about this. About me losing the pick.
We're kind of opposites here because if you guys are unaware, Texas is the only school that actually rejected me in my college admissions process. So I don't really know how I want to win this game. But here's the thing. I think Texas wins because I love what they got going on offense. I think they got the little kicks out against Rice. You could definitely tell they were kind of looking ahead if you looked at that Rice game. One guy you have to keep an eye on is Xavier Worthy for Texas. Their top receiver. This guy can be gone in a blink. He is that fast. He is, I think, either him or Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best receiver in the country. And Marvin Harrison Jr. did not look that great against IU. There were points where it looked like he wasn't even trying, if I'm being completely honest.
Marvin Harris?
Yeah. There was one play where he dropped the pass and the guy from IU went like this. And then they called taunting. I was so fucking pissed about that. I just think that Texas gets their revenge from last year because ultimately, talent on the field, Texas is better than last. Bama's worse than last year. And I think Xavier Worthy will I think in the trenches, Bama's better. Bama's definitely better in the trenches. Outside speed skill players, when Texas has the ball, Bama's secondary has had some questions in the past few years. I think in the trenches, Bama wins, but Quinn Ewers can launch that thing. I think he's the better quarterback. I think they have the best receiver in the game. Running backs, I think I don't know how good Texas's running back is. I think this is like a 40-37 type game. I'm riding with Texas. I think they win.
All right.
I think it's gonna be a really good game.
All right. We got quite a few that are actually differing this year, right?
Yeah.
Or this week. Because last week we had a few.
We only differed on 3, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the games that we have different are you have Oklahoma State, I have Arizona State. You have Bama, I have Texas. You have UTSA, I have Texas State. You have Wisconsin, I have Washington State. I think that's you have Purdue, I have Virginia Tech, and then hold on, yeah, you did pick A&M. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great week of college football. And before we actually head out, we're going to do a little NFL, not a lot of NFL.
Okay,
a little NFL.
Okay.
Let's just do who do you think will win each division? Because I think a lot of them are straightforward and a lot of them are actually kind of interesting. Let's go AFC East. Who do you think ultimately comes out top AFC East?
AFC East. I'm gonna go with the New York Jets.
Ah, you would.
You
The Jets.
would.
The Jets will be under 500.
You think they will?
Fraudulent team. I don't think that it's gonna go well.
You don't think Aaron's gonna carry him?
No. Fraudulent team. I think the Bills will ultimately win the division. I know that's a boring pick, but I think they win.
That's why I got to make things interesting.
Miami will come in second. AFC North, I think we're in consensus. That's the Bengals.
Yeah.
Unless you want to pick someone else.
Nah, give me the Bengals.
I think the Ravens will get a wild card spot. But yeah, the Browns and Steelers, I don't think that's a competitive division, but I think the Bengals and Ravens are the two best. Your beloved, the NFL equivalent of the AL Central, the AFC South, perennially the worst division in all of football. Who's winning this one?
We know our reputation. We know it. Give me. It's either the Jaguars or the Texans.
The Texans?
Maybe. Give me the Indianapolis Colts. Fuck it.
I love it.
This is going to be really funny to look back on.
I love the Homer pick.
Give me the
Anthony Richardson. I'm assuming I'm assuming Anthony Richardson's winning MVP too.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be the Jaguars. Like, not because I think the Jaguars are that great, but
realistically speaking, the Jaguars are probably going to win.
And then AFC West, Chiefs. I have seen people pick the Chargers, but they have the worst coach in the NFL.
It's going to be the Chiefs.
Brandon Staley's
got to be the Chiefs.
Brandon Staley's the worst coach in the NFL. He doesn't know how to run a team. Like, we entered the analytics. We go for it on 4th and 7 from our own 20. Like, that doesn't work in the playoffs.
That is not
That's
good.
why you blew a 27-point lead. All right, NFC East. I will say that no team has repeated as this division's champ in like 20 years. Even though the Eagles are the favorites, no team has repeated last 20 years. I don't know.
Still gotta go with it though.
I'm
going with the Eagles.
I feel like I have to too, though. Like, I don't think the Cowboys are that great. I think the Giants will be pretty good. Like, this is definitely a good division. Like, I think the Cowboys and Giants could both still make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the NFC North. Oh, man. I don't. Here's the thing. I think any of these four can win it.
Yeah.
I think any of these four could win it. But, like, are any of these four really that great? No. I think the safe pick is the Vikings.
I'm gonna go with Danny Campbell and the Lions. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
I don't know about the Lions. I don't know. Like, is Jared Goff that guy?
Probably not.
Get Hendon Hooker in there. Should have been Heisman. Hendon Hooker in there. Bear down, baby.
Bear down.
The Bears.
I was gonna
win
say,
the division.
I love that you
9-8.
judge me for taking my hometown team, and yeah,
We got
you're
to.
just the Bears.
The Bears. I had the Bears going 9-8, which is, I think, very reasonable. But are any of those other teams that great? No. The most likely pick's probably the Vikings, but Super Bears, Super Bowl, baby. Go Bears.
The Bears.
All right, NFC South, also a piss poor division.
God, I don't like any of these teams.
Neither do I, really.
I mean,
I think Derek Carr will be okay enough to give the Saints the division title. Because it's definitely not going to be the Panthers or Bucks.
like I was gonna say, literally ever since Brady left, I have no clue if the Bucks are good or not.
They're not. They're tanking this year, pretty much. And then I don't know. If the Falcons had like a proven quarterback, I think I would take them because they have a really good offense, like skill players, and they have like an okay defense. But like Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke, Logan,
Yeah.
I like Taylor Heineke and Desmond Ridder, but like
I'm gonna go with the Falcons. Why not? I'm gonna go with it.
You're taking Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
lived in
then-
Atlanta this summer, and I'm moving to Atlanta after I graduate, so gotta go with the Falcons.
That's because doesn't your girlfriend live down there?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the NFC West, Rams, Cardinals, Niners, Seahawks.
Jeez.
It's okay. It's a 2-team race.
Yeah.
It's either the Niners or the Seahawks. I'm telling you, I really like Seattle. I think they're taking a jump from year one of Geno Smith era to year 2 of the Geno Smith era.
I'm going to go with the 49ers, honestly. I want to go with the safe pick.
I don't know if Brock Purdy's going to be able to lead them for a full season. I think they'll still make I think the Seahawks win it by 1 game. I think they're both going to be really good. Those are going to be 2 of the best teams in the NFC. And then I guess we could quickly do week 1 picks. I'm not going to actually keep track of this throughout the season. But Thursday Night Football, tomorrow, Lions, Chiefs.
Yep.
Chiefs.
Yep, Chiefs. I'm going to go with it. I love you, Danny Campbell, but I got to go with the Chiefs.
Falcons, Panthers. I'm saying Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons.
Browns, Bengals. Cincinnati favored by 2. I think the Bengals win.
Yeah, give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals.
Jaguars, Colts. We got to go to a Colts game this summer. Or not this summer, this fall.
Right.
We got to go to a game.
We should do like a vlog.
A Bloomington Buddies on the road. I'd be down. Do they play the Bears? Well, if they play the Bears, we got to go.
Give me the Colts. It's not gonna happen, but give me the Colts.
Yeah, we should go to a Colts game, but you know what?
Like, I will say, like, from a fan's perspective, even just going to Lucas Oil downtown, like, I rarely ever go to Colts games, but when I do, they're a lot of fun.
I wanted to go to the Week 17 game where they played the Texans and lost, and because that was how the Bears got the number 1 pick. I wanted to go to that game, but no, because I was driving back to Bloomington that day. And I was like, we gotta stop at Indy to see if the Bears get the number 1 pick, and they're like, nah, it'll be a boring game, and then it was like one of the best games of the year. Lovie Smith is forever a Bear. Bucks, Vikings, definitely Minnesota.
Yeah.
Titans, Saints. I'm going to take the Titans.
Titans, Saints, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, give me the Saints.
All right, 49ers at Steelers. Definitely San Francisco, I feel like.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Commanders. The Cardinals will be the worst team in football, I think.
Give me the Commanders.
Texans, Ravens. Ravens, easy.
Mm.
All right, this is really the only game I care about. And the only game I probably will care about all year. Bears, Packers, week 1. I wish tickets weren't selling for $222 because I would go. But nope, they gave Soldier Field to the city, so ticket prices are crazy. I don't think you guys understand. If Jordan Love comes out and just completely carves the Bears up for like 400 yards, I'm not watching football ever again. I will never watch the NFL ever again if that's the case. I will be so upset. So upset. Words can't describe how upset I would be. But he's a bum and the Bears are gonna blow him out. I've seen Jordan Love play. He's not that guy. I'm telling you, he's not that guy. Packers will not be good this year. Give me the Bears.
Just for different sakes.
He's gonna pick Green Bay.
Just to piss you off, I'm gonna pick Green Bay.
On what grounds? I want to know why. I want a reason other than
no reason. Just
no reason.
No reason. Just
okay.
Just for different sake. I mean, we've agreed on every single pick so far.
I guess.
Did you pick the Jaguars or the Colts?
Oh, I picked the Jags.
Okay, then yeah, let's just do hometown differences.
Raiders, Broncos. I'm going with my boy, my beloved, top 10 quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo is leading the Raiders to a win week 1.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
No. They're bad.
Give me the Raiders.
I don't understand how like people still think they're going to be good. People are like, oh, a year 2. Oh, they got Sean Payton now. They're still bad. They're still bad.
That was the funniest part about the NFL season last year was just the Broncos country. Let's ride.
Patriots, Eagles in Foxborough.
Eagles.
Yeah, I agree. Dolphins, Chargers will be really good.
That'd be good.
Give me the Dolphins.
Yeah. Yeah, give me the Dolphins.
And then we got Rams, Seahawks. I think Seahawks easy.
Yeah.
And then Sunday Night Football, Dallas at the Giants.
Dallas.
I'm taking the Giants. I like that they're at home.
All right.
They normally have the Cowboys number. Like, normally they do really well against them.
All right.
And lastly, Monday, September. I like to exacerbate the day, but of course I had to do that for September 11th. Bills Jets. I think this will be a very interesting game. I don't know if the Jets get it at home. I think it'll be interesting.
Shit.
I think the fans are gonna come out. They're gonna come out and that's gonna be the most hyped Jets game in a long time.
Yeah.
I think the Bills win though.
I'm gonna take the Jets.
I just think the Bills are better. I'm not buying into the Jets hype.
I'm gonna take.
I think the Jets. This year's Jets are last year's Broncos.
This year's Jets are last year's Broncos.
I think. Because remember, everyone thought the Broncos were going to be so great with Wilson and them.
I don't know about that, man, but maybe. All right. I'm still gonna take them. So
Thank you guys so much for watching episode 2 of Blooming to Buddies. Sorry for it just being audio, but should have video next week. Jackson's got a lot on his plate. He has to manage 12 podcasts. That is way more than he had to do last year. So please give my boy a break if things are not perfect. And be sure to watch the other podcasts besides mine.
check them out. We got a lot of fun new ones this year.
Jackson, I know, has his own that he talks about movies. I'm not a big movie guy, but
Haven't really recorded in a while, so I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna have to record that one though. So
make sure you guys go check out everyone else's podcasts this year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have yourselves a great rest of your week.